Hey traders, welcome back to another market update. My name is Nick, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the currency market and see what's going on in terms of technical analysis, major zones, structures, and potential trade setups that are coming. So Euro USD here has broken through our recent level of resistance here right at the 1.1085 level. You can see that price has broken through that level yesterday on the daily bar. Looks like price wants to retest that zone, but to me what might be interesting is does price want to come back and test this longer term double top zone here? You can see right around that 1.173 level. So that's something that I'm looking for if price does decide to continue. I think we could find rejection in that area, as we did find a double top clean up in that area as sellers stepped in and pushed price down. GBPUSD is our next one. You can see it broke through this range yesterday or the day before. You can see that price started to break through that range that was going back and forth, but now has found resistance along this longer term top. You can see the structure. If we look left, we have found resistance for the time being at the 1.3163 level, which it looks like we might see some further sell-off from there. Price does look a little bit extended to the upside, maybe even to test back towards this area that we had recently tested left, right? Markets often like to test recent structures of support or resistance. Next up is USDJPY. And you can see prices coming into this trend line right now, and this will be a moment to see what happens next on dollar yen, because what we see here is price pulling back to a uptrending market trend line here, and the question will be, can this level hold? My opinion is that we have a pretty good chance of holding this zone, as we do have this supportive level, but we also did come recently into a level of resistance here at this structure point here. For a continuation of this bullish trend that we are seeing, it would be big for bulls to see a break above this structure here right around that 109.70 level. So if price can hold this support line, my idea would be that we could see it rally back up to this level, and really to see a continuation of this trend, we'd probably want to see price break through that level on dollar yen. WTI crude is our next one. You can see continuing to hold this channel, not too much to say here. Price is back and forth, holding these lows pretty nicely, and then we just kind of have a back and forth pattern for the time being. We're neither at the extreme at the top or the bottom, so really not too much of an interest here for me when it comes to WTI crude. Next up is Brent crude. Similar story there, not too much to say. We have prices holding in this channel very nicely, but the question will be what happens when we get to the top or bottom. My bias would be that we see the continuation of this channel play out. XAU USD, this is gold. Next up here, and what you can see is that we do have this downward channel, but in the context of a longer term bullish trend. Now, how far this counter trend will go is going to be a big detail here, because my bias would be that we see the continuation of that long-term trend, but this counter trend is currently pulling the market down. My opinion here is that we could see this level hold for the time being, but inevitably at some point my opinion would be that we break this channel to the downside and start heading back up. One of the major levels to look for to me would be this recent structure here, where we did find heavy resistance right around that 15.53 level. Something to consider there on gold. USD Swiss is our next one, still chopping around back and forth. You can see holding these lows pretty nicely. We'll see if we can get a rally back up, maybe to a structure level like up here. You can see at the recent areas of resistance right around that 1.0 level. On New Zealand yen, this is going to be our last one, or sorry, New Zealand dollar. You can see price has been holding this structure, and we did in fact break through this level of resistance here to see a rally, and you can see we've continued to see a strong rally on New Zealand dollar. What's interesting here is that longer term the trend has been down, but we're starting to get into a territory where we might see prices breaking through key zones and maybe even start a longer term uptrend. There'll be more analysis on this pair, I'm sure, in the future, so stay tuned. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll catch you next time.